Aloha mai kākoa pau. First of all, let me introduce myself. Most people that personally know me today will know me as Ronson, last name Akina. But a great many of you that knew me from childhood and up will probably know me by my first name, Penrod. With introductions out of the way, I'd like to thank anyone that is taking the time to watch this very important and heartfelt message, which is pretty much about my life story wrapped up in a nutshell, so to speak. Now, with that having been said, I know that people's time is both valuable and precious, and therefore my promise to you is to keep this as short, simple, and to the point as I possibly can without cutting out too much of the story in order for my personal testimony to hold its integrity. Now, the reason behind the production of this video is so that I can generate an awareness of my very distressing and disheartening situation and predicament. To jump back, I was born on November 30th, 1974, and I was diagnosed between the ages of 1 and 2 years young with an extremely rare genetic disorder known as glycogen storage disease type 4, or GSD4 in short. There were only 4 cases known besides me at that time. Keep in mind, this is 1975 or 1976 or so, and all the children had died by the age of 5. So the medical professionals that first diagnosed my disorder told my ohana, or family, that they weren't sure of how or when, but only that they did not expect me to live very long. So, as I surpassed the age of 5, the doctors were all dumbfounded and astonished, and I grew pretty normally. So fast forward to presently, I graduated from the University of Hawaiʻi at Manoa with 2 college degrees, an ATS in computer animation and also a bachelor's in cinematic and digital narrative production. During my tenure at UH Manoa, I began experiencing physical, mental, and spiritual health complications that affected my daily life, and I was pretty much forced to go and apply for semi-free medical coverage, and upon qualifying for free medical, semi-free medical coverage, I began seeing my PCP, primary care physician, Dr. Dominic Chow, who presently follows my case till today. When I first saw Dr. Chow, I explained to him that I had been diagnosed at an early age with something very rare, but neither myself nor my family knew the name, and therefore he had me go and dig up all my medical records from when I was an infant. And it was only from that point on that I started learning about, all my health complications and that's where I learned the name GSD4. Anyway, he sent me to a geneticist to confirm that I still retain GSD4, and sure enough, in 2009 it was confirmed. But the geneticist also found that I had another disorder that is a type of GSD4 known as adult polyglucosan body disease, or APBD for short. So anyway, as I mentioned, I was experiencing a lot of health complications, things like really bad dizzy spells and near blackouts, and I have had hundreds of episodes of defecating, both defecating and or urinating in my shorts or pants in public. And I would fall down just going for a casual stroll down the sidewalk, or lightly jogging on a sidewalk or on a treadmill. And I also have fallen numerous of times just walking up and down flights of stairs. Another part of my condition is cognitive issues. So I experience a lot of memory trouble, and I misplace or lose things all the time. Yeah, you guys might think that age plays a factor, but that is part of my condition or disorder. Sleepiness and drowsiness is a big factor, and or daytime sleepiness and drowsiness or fatigue is a big factor. And now I'm starting to experience my legs are starting to weaken in certain ways I cannot explain. But I also just recently started my vision started being affected. And as I mentioned, although I graduated with 2 college degrees under my belt, I have been unable to work since March of 2009. So today is September something 2015. So for 6.5 years, basically, I was first deemed disabled by the Social Security Administration in 2009. I began receiving Social Security benefits, monthly Social Security benefits, in the amount of just a little over $1,000. And I also get very little state assistance through welfare, food stamp benefits, and it's getting very difficult for me. So as I mentioned, the point of this video is so that I can generate an awareness of my disheartening situation and predicament. And I thank you for just taking the time to watch this video. And I humbly ask that you forward this message and video to as many people as possible, your friends, your family, acquaintances, or whoever, because my intentions are strictly to have this video go viral, because in July of 2014 I received a letter from the director of the Institute of Metabolic Disease at Baylor Institute, the Baylor Institute in Dallas, Texas, stating that fewer than 100 cases were cited in the English language literature, and also that I am the only case known in the state of Hawaii. Through a monthly chat room discussion in which I converse with other APBD patients or friends and family of those who no longer have the ability to speak on the phone with APBD. I found out just within the past few weeks that they may have found between 5 to 15 or so others with APBD, but that less than 80 people are known to be alive in the world today. And as I mentioned, I am the only case that they know of from Hawaii. So as I mentioned, I humbly request that you shoot this video to as many people as possible, because my hopes are for this video to go viral, and that that I can make people aware that although I look normal, I still walk, talk, and I can run or jog, and I have my vision still, and I can still hear, but I suffer from many complications that don't meet the eye. Like every time I meet someone, they always tell me that if I hadn't told them that I had a disability, that they wouldn't have known. And that's the scariest part about my ordeal, is that people, even people that knew me from growing up, from childhood, and people that meet me today, don't realize that I suffer tremendously with a lot of health complications, and therefore that's the reason why I am producing this video. So please shoot this video out to as many people as possible. Thank you so much. Mahalo nui loa a me ke aloha pumea ana. Aloha.